Good evening, everybody. How's it going tonight? So let's get on with this technical analysis, shall we? It's December the 3rd. It's about 8:20 p.m. here in Marseille, France. Second last day here in France, guys. I'm a little bit down, I have to admit. I feel like one chapter is ending and a new one is going to begin, and I am so excited to see what the future is going to hold for me and what I'm going to be able to do with you guys and how I'm going to be able to help you, how I'm going to be able to change your lives as well. So I'm feeling just really grateful today, guys. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? All right, so my Bitcoin position, my 2FA phone is actually dead right now, but I'll log on sometime very soon to give you guys a very transparent view of my position. I ended up shorting between $4,000 to the $4,100 ranges, and I actually added more around 8,900 or 8,950 ranges, which was very lucky of me. And my base price is around 39.75 right now, or almost 4K. So I'm not really too worried right now about this whatsoever, and I'll explain to you guys why. It's about an 8 Bitcoin position, or it could be 10, I don't remember. But I'm not worried because it's kind of lasting in my mind, and I want to provide you guys with a very detailed Elliot wave count, okay? But we're just going to focus on this specific structure here today, okay? We're going to focus on this structure right here. I believe here, this is the truncated fifth wave, no matter how we see it, okay? This structure in here, the second triangle or rectangle that I'm highlighting, is truncated fifth wave. And I cannot help but think to myself, actually, you know what, let's go back a little bit further and give you guys a very detailed count from my perspective, okay? So what I am looking for, guys, unless I am entirely wrong about this structure here, okay? So what I'm looking for is this. 1, that's my 2. I believe this is my 3 right there. I'm still looking for a 4, perhaps, okay? I'm still searching for a 4. I don't know if it's possible whatsoever, but we're going to give this a shot here to see if the bulls can actually step in. So 1, 2, I believe this is 3, 4, maybe guys, 4,800, and a 5 to certainly 3K. That's on my mind right now, okay? So let's break this down even further for everybody. So we have to always understand that technical analysis is not always right? And because it's not always right, what we have to understand is, as a trader, it is our job to try to look for every single possible angle so we can make sure that our basis is covered when the market goes against us, right? If we always have a bias towards one specific direction, it's never a good sign. So we have to be able to adapt and react to the market as it changes rather than always trying to predict. And that's what risk management is. That's what laddering is. That's what dollar cost averaging is, okay? So what we see here, in my opinion, is the first wave coming down. A very, very, very massive wave right there. Very little retracement as well, only to the 236 structure, which is actually brutal in my opinion. And the way that I see this right now, oh sorry, this one here is up there, my mistake. I'm gonna call this 1. Whoops, my mistake. Actually, yeah, let's see that. 1, 2, see this 3 there, 4, and 5 in here, all right? So I see this as 5 waves that are actually broken down. So sometimes I'm going to be wrong, guys. Like we gotta accept that fact, right? And because I'm wrong quite often as well, what makes a profitable trader is being consistent over time and understanding that we trade it like a casino. Now, I don't know if 4 is going to get up there, to be quite honest. But if I break down these structures right here, right, I'm seeing this as basically 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and I see this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a truncated fifth wave right there, okay? And because I see it as a truncated fifth wave, I don't actually see this like how most people view this as an ABC right here. So right here is what a lot of people are viewing it as, right? An ABC. I don't see that as an ABC quite yet, okay? Now it might be, right? Let's just say that this fifth wave was here somehow. So we're just going to explore all of these alternate counts here as well, okay? So let's say we call this, who knows, A, right? And this is actually B. And then we get a C, we get a D, and then we get an E, something like that, right? Well, it makes sense that this could be a very viable path, right? Just based on Elliot waves as well, where, you know, we can end up trending to roughly these regions to get ourselves a bear flag, okay? So then the pole would end up being something like that, right? If you want to take a look, if you want to consider it something like this, okay? Take a look. So take a look at this, right? Where we're going to get a flagpole that's going to end up being like that. Then we break to the downside. Now the reason why I'm hard to believe that we're not going to retrace up more is because of many reasons, which I'll go through. Okay, the reason is because I cannot believe that the first wave going up to the second wave only retraced 236, and then this wave as well only retraced about to 236 level. That is why it is very difficult for me to believe that. Now, another reason why it's hard for me to believe is because of the weekly chart. Okay, I'm gonna actually show you guys the weekly chart right here for those that have missed it. Now, it's only been about 1 day into the weekly chart, but if we take a look at this right here, we're getting kind of like a doji slash bullish spinning top type of candle with actually a lot of volume, right? Pretty decent volume. And we actually had 2 weeks of rejection to the downside around the 36.50 to the $4,000 ranges. So it seems like the $4,000 range over the past 2 weeks have actually been very incredible support thus far. Yes, we are trending below the 200 moving average, but a lot of times investors end up rushing into that level to see. I know that you guys are probably wondering, oh, Philakone bullish? What? Yeah, guys, I'm not really usually bullish, right? You guys kind of know my bias over time where I'm not really bullish whatsoever, right? But if you look at, for example, today, we're definitely trending fairly low here. It's got the curvature like it wants to go up, right? You look on the 1 day as well, like the histogram is not ticking up nearly as high, right? But it's not like we're exactly forming quite a descending triangle quite yet, right? So some people might view this as a descending triangle that's forming right now. So let's just say we play this out to a descending triangle like that, where we consider some of those regions. Well, it's not like we're going to break right below it the first time. A strong support is usually in place first of all, and there should be a bounce, right? It's inevitable that we get a bounce to, I'm guessing, the $4,100 region first of all. It just makes sense in my eyes for us to just not capitulate and for us to test relevant key regions before we end up breaking down even further. Now, the way that I'm seeing this based on Elliot wave, and guys, you know what? I'm going to stop myself out, honestly. I'm allocating a massive R unit. I'm going to stop myself out like around 37.50, and I don't mind taking these larger swing positions because I'm on vacation still, and I don't have a choice right now, right? My time is very low. So the way that I'm seeing this as well is, let's just say we go to a lower time frame, right? The way that I'm seeing this is possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Let's just play this out just as an example, okay? Let's just say that this official wave started here and it wasn't a truncated fifth wave. 1, 2, right, 3, 4, right into the wave 1 territory, and 5, right? Something like that, okay? And then we're getting an ABC structure, for example. If this were the actual ABC structure, is it possible for this to be an ABC structure coming down like that? If that is possible, then, we would end up taking the Fibonacci extension. For example, we would take this Fib extension right there from the low to the high right there to a possible low here as well. And we say to yourself, all right, well, 4,600 is a pretty relevant target for 1-to-1 based on AB's Fibonacci extension, right? And we also say to ourselves, okay, well, from the original downtrend, is 236 really that dead of a cat bounce, right? Like, that's really dead if you think about it. And then if you actually go to the 382 Fib region right here, okay, take a look at this right here, right? 4665 right here, 4792, okay, take a look at that. 4792, I love the song, it's a good song. So 4665, that's kind of my target right now for a swing position. I can't help but think that right now based on a 1-to-1 extension and also a 382. Not only that, we're looking on a 4-hour time frame right now, guys, and the volume is really low. But keep in mind, volume can be argued in many ways, okay? So I'm going to enlarge this so you guys can see this as well. We're actually getting a doji type candle, right? And because we're getting a doji type candle, despite the little volume, like for example, we get a doji or whatever there you guys want to call it, right? It would have been nice to get like an evening star or something like that, or sorry, a morning star, but it didn't happen. So the low volume, in my opinion, signals that on the downtrend, what we're seeing is that the bears are giving up, right? There's just not enough sell-off pressure. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking for these types of support. Now, why did we not get support there, first of all? Well, we didn't get support there is because I believe this is a C structure that can actually be forming, where we get 1, 2, and well, this is third wave only, right? third wave, that's the fourth wave going up, and now there's a fifth wave coming down. So if that were the fifth wave coming down here with a really longer degree trend, right, or longer time frame for the ABC, well, could it be possible that this right here was actually ABC? So what I always try to do is try to argue with myself, right? I try to see what is valid and what is actually not valid. So now if I actually go to trend-based fib extension, okay, well, take a look at here. We actually hit exactly a one-to-one extension pretty much. I mean, I'm not sure what else I can believe, because I can actually break this down to 5 subwaves, right? Like I can genuinely break this down to 5 subwaves on both the A and the B, or sorry, and the C. So just take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and about 5 roughly, right? 5 is coming down to there. And here I see it as a really crappy ABC going upwards, right? See, this is A, B, and C like that. And then after that, I see this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Even if I look on a 2-hour time frame right now, I just see a little volume, but I see a hammer candle. Every time we see a series of different hammer candles, it's always a good sign. Is the histogram leveling off? Not really, but we're getting not nearly as low histogram ticks, right? Let's see the 1 hour, how's it looking? Well, not nearly as low histogram ticks here as well. So I'm starting to see a lot of level 2 action where the bulls are starting to come into play, right? So I'm feeling fairly bullish in my opinion for a scalp position. Now I'm not talking about a long-term position, okay guys? That would be kind of wrong right now to assume bullishness like we're gonna hit 20K over the long period. But over the short time frame, right, for day and swing traders, there's absolutely some potential in my opinion, as long as you're setting your stop fairly light or stop fairly tight. So some people could even draw it like this, right? They could argue if you go to a very low time frame, just as an example, here, well, guys, take a look at this, right? This is a pretty long established trend line. Are we just going to break right through it? Usually trend lines take a little bit more effort to break down. So I can't help but think once again, I mean, if you guys just break this down, right? Break this down to a 5-wave structure, okay? Let's just say you broke just this down right here to a 5-wave structure. Well, that's a 5-wave structure, right? So here, I might even add more to my long position, right? You never know. So if I take a fib structure, we're at least going to try for the 4K range. But in my opinion, it will be majorly tested here between the 382, the 4035 range, and maybe the 4164 ranges right there to the golden pocket. But if I actually take the entire fib structure, then I see right here that I can get up to anywhere between 4077, right, and 4254 roughly in the golden pocket. So the risk is really up to you guys, right? Always remember, your money, your risk, your reward, your choice, right? I'm just seeing a lot of support here that's been established over a sloped support trend line, but the question is, will it hold? So if you guys do decide to risk it, you know, it's just as an example here, which would make entire sense. First of all, is let's say you end up taking something like that, okay? Something like that. And then you go to a long position from roughly here. Well, set your stop very tight, guys, right? I mean, if I were to enter this trade from here, I'd probably set my stop for like 3800 on the nose. I would probably target here first of all, near around 4100. No, 4150 to maybe even not 42, that's too much. 4100 first of all. And this is see if this trade actually ends up playing out. So if we break down from here, guys, giving you the bullish and the bearish scenario, if we break down from where we are right now, well, clearly the support, first of all, would be around this range, right? We like to test supports that were actually hit the first time or established. So anywhere between 36 to 3700, we'll find some short-term support. Maybe we'll break right through it. You never know. But I do believe that Bitcoin will most likely test that support if it does break down outside the symmetric triangle. If it bounces upwards, very good chance if we're getting more series of bullish candles, it'll test between 4100, 4150 ranges as well. And then if we break out of this actual triangle that I'm starting to see right here, what I'm going to see is I'm going to see a clear target right around the 4800, 46 to 4800 range specifically, right? So anyways, I wanted to give you guys my clear thoughts. I hope that this was a very concise technical analysis Thank you very much for always watching my videos. And once again, I'm truly appreciative of everything that you guys have done for me. If you love these videos, please make sure you're clicking on the like button. Make sure you guys are also sharing it as well. And click on the notification button if you guys would like to be notified for when I upload a video on Twitter and also on YouTube. So have yourselves a great night, and I'll try to update you guys much more often. Take care now. Bye.